What is Reynor sending me, guys? He's asking me if I think he has to get rid of the blue stuff. I would say yes, because it seems like that's his protection. But he says it doesn't come out. I don't even know. How would it come out? Doesn't come off? Didn't he get it off here? I always love pro games, guys. 3 weeks before the biggest event of the year is like, let's get a new mouse and don't even understand how the bottom of the mouse works. You think it has to stick? I highly doubt that. I mean, I don't even know what mouse that is. I don't have that on mine. It might be the blue pads are supposed to be there. But then it would be mouse feet that you could always replace, right? Then they won't be forever. But honestly, this looks more like something you peel off and then the mouse is good to go. Hey, Reynor is Reynor even here? He is here. Terran? Do you guys think he's playing Terran on purpose? No. Is Reynor's Terran good enough to defeat a 6000 MMR Zerg? Might be a good opportunity to win some channel points. I'm going to do the intros, guys, and I'm going to send a message quickly to the man from BASILISK that helps me with giveaways, which is Jeff, because I need to figure out how I want to do the Reynor card a giveaway. One of the 3 that I'm sitting on. The second one, I promise, is slowly falling, but slowly does need to admit that Max is the GOAT. Otherwise, it's up for it's up for grabs. And honestly, I do think he's willing to admit it. Bottom left side, we are looking in the main base of Team Rotti's very own Swedish Zerg Fjant, 6000 MMR. Whoop whoop. Top right side, we are looking in the main base of the Italian Stallion that is supposed to be playing Zerg, but he just got a new keyboard and a new mouse 3 weeks before the biggest event of the year. Always solid. Doesn't even understand how the mouse works or how it's supposed to look, but it's all good. It's BASILISK Reynor. It might be very good. This would... the prediction is now like 3-1. I think it's kind of fair, to be honest. I don't know about this plan of Reynor. Alright, let me write Jeff, guys. Let me write Jeff quickly so I can make a plan for the giveaway. Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Does that work? As you guys can see, I was not prepared for any of this, but it's all good. Giveaways are fun. Monday night Starcraft is fun, and the first 2 minutes of a ZVT, we shouldn't really miss anything too crazy, unless the build orders would suggest that we are going to be crazy, but I don't think that's the case. Epic casting, you know it, mate. I do my best work when I say absolutely nothing. That's when people are most fond of me. By the way, Fjant has no, mining very little gas. Is this the modern day of ZVT? We no longer believe in getting quick access to circling gas speed? Sure, Winged. And I just want to say, Winged, you really have done your absolute best work in the last 3 F1 races we did together. It was good to see you be solid and drive consistently. Honestly, your finest work of today. It's all good, Moji. I know. Those games yesterday, sorry, I almost fell asleep. I don't think I want to watch any Australia matches anymore. Well, a few of them were really good. This is, I mean, the game on Ultra Love is kind of silly. But that one is like, okay, maybe, whatever. The one on ley lines, I think, was very silly. That really did not have to happen. But I can't really blame Australia. Like, if the Terrans want to do that to themselves, and he's in a much better time zone, and they're playing for so much money, yeah, why not? But I do agree with you that it was awfully painful to watch. Like 20 minutes of literally nothing, and I don't mind games where the players have a bit of a bank so they can be crazy and they can rebuild. But if we're just gathering resources forever without anything happening, and you see like over 10,000 minerals, over 10,000 gas, this is where my Warcraft 3 senses kick in. It's like, we need fucking upkeep. Honestly, if you have over 2k in the bank, you need to start paying upkeep. Love you too, DK. Thank you so much, Mehdi, for the 67 months. Almost made you feel this is a broken tactic. Well, it's not necessarily broken. It's just because that's not something you just go into from the very beginning. But it's more just that Terrans got very far ahead, but then instead of sending it, they try to turtle up, hoping that the Protoss that is not very well set up would attack into them and would throw away their lead. Obviously, in a standard game cannot necessarily go down that route, because then you're spending way too much shit on stuff that doesn't come into play when you need it the most. But yeah, if there is nothing happening for minutes upon minutes, sometimes 10, sometimes 15, like yeah, then it can go down that route. And you can't defend that. It wasn't fun. It was really boring. But I can absolutely understand it from Australia's point of view. It's like, all right, mate, it's 2 a.m. for you. If you want to sit here for 40 minutes while you're mega dead, good luck, have fun. You got something for me at Homestory Cup to get you back for Atlanta? You got something for me at Homestory Cup to get me back to Atlanta. Is it an Falcons jersey? Do I have a Falcons cap? A Falcons beanie? Can I guess? Fjant with the run by. Reynor is slow. He's not reacting. Oh no. New mouse, new keyboard, all sorts of trouble. All your channel points are in serious danger. Nice SCV micro by Reynor, to be fair, but really good little Ling run by here by Fjant. Did you have any more insight on the suspension of Firefly? No. I don't know anything that you guys don't know. Because nobody talks to me. Nobody from Blizzard talks to me. Nobody from ESL really talks to me. I did send one email to the guys from the Esports World Cup. Where, believe it or not, and you guys won't believe it, but it doesn't matter. Because I did do it. I spoke highly of Pi. And I wrote out a little story on how I think it's important to recognize people that put effort into the scene. I didn't even get a response. So no, I don't know anything about the Firefly decision making, but I think it's a foregone conclusion. Like, the evidence is there. I don't really want to talk about it for hours, but clearly Firefly got involved into shady fucking shit, and they don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I think they made the only correct call, right? This is not related to Pi. It's just related to the fact that nobody talks to me. Even when I send emails, I don't get a response. Unless it is something that they need from me to get a flight booked or something. But when it comes to decision making behind the scene or rules of the tournament or who to invite, I do not get contacted. Nobody keeps me up to date of anything. Right now we don't really have a group of people that are truly in charge, that oversee the scene, that oversee the rules or the competition. So no, I don't have any insight. Should bring back Live. I think if Live wanted to come back, he could have came back a long time ago. And there was actually a rumor at one point that he was playing. Apparently a couple of the Korean gamers were leaving games whenever they would run into him on the ladder because they knew it was him, but it seemed like he didn't really sign up for any tournaments. Not even Alex from ESL. Sure, but Alex right now, like Alex, his job was being the product manager of the ESL Pro Tour. There is no ESL Pro Tour, so there is no contact to Alex. I obviously do sometimes talk to Alex about other stuff, but right now Alex is not the one in charge. Because there is nothing to be in charge of. Before, sure. Or when they were actively trying to make the ESL Pro Tour better, sure. But right now that's irrelevant because there is no ESL Pro Tour. I mean, there are a lot of people that are trying to get people together, but it's a very complicated conversation, and it's not something that we're going to solve tonight while watching Fjant against Reynor on ley lines. But there are too many different people doing their own thing, and even if you'd say you want them to all be on the same page, that doesn't necessarily work because everybody's got their own life, and people just want to do things that they feel motivated and excited about. And there is only one way for there to be one group of people truly to be in charge, and that is if there is like one big tournament series that takes priority over everything else. But right now we don't really have that fact. At least you have the Esports World Cup, but after that we don't really know. So it's more of a wild, wild west. And wow, that's 22 drones. And you're not gonna suddenly get everybody on the same page. It's just going to be very difficult, very unlikely. There are too many different agendas, time zones, and priorities, and also different things that people believe in. So it's not that easy. There already is a Discord group with a bunch of content creators that can talk to each other on when they want to organize certain things, but I think the last message in that group was like 3-4 weeks ago. It just feels like people don't really believe in Starcraft anymore. I wouldn't say that. I just think that people are very focused on their own projects, and you can't blame people for it because everybody's growing up, everybody's getting older, everybody has bills, so they're obviously going to make decisions that are in their own best interest as well. You can't only ever always make interest or decisions in the best interest of Starcraft if you're getting worse out of it. So, and the rest we'll see. It is right now just impulse, so it would only all be speculation. We don't really know. Like, let's see how it all looks after the Esports World Cup, then it's going to be a bit easier. Oh, that's really good. There's 8 SCVs going down. Like right now, everyone's focus is going to be on the Esports World Cup, and it goes for commentators, content creators, goes for players, so it's also very difficult to really organize stuff or even ask them if they're interested in XYZ, because until that's over, they don't really want to participate. And after that, we can make different plans again. So. Who is ahead now? That's a good question. I don't hate it for Fjant, even though I think the hive was a tiny bit late. It did just finish up. If we can get some Vipers out, he's got 1700 minerals. And if we can get some Vipers out, we should be able to have some fun with Vipers and Lurkers. We are going to fire up a couple Vipers. And we have a Nidus coming online. Oh no, but it's fine. I mean, I technically don't need Jeff 5. It was more of a heads up. I can select the winner. I'm just going to write something in the BASILISK Discord, and then people can react to it, and then you can win the card. It is that simple. As Reynor Glens gets fired up, Seismic Spines gets fired up. So many tanks. Yeah, okay, I don't like this for Fjant. You cannot really get in range, eat that many big tank shots to the face, don't have a surround, don't have a flank, and then disengage, because then we're just leading out a whole bunch of units for free. 9 Lurkers. Do we like Lurkers here, guys? I almost feel like Ultras would be a whole lot better. Would maybe take a little bit longer too, but I believe a little more in the Ultras than Lurkers. Can we get a Nidus? Can we get a Nidus? No, we cannot get a Nidus. That is unfortunate. Seems like we lost at least one Viper, double of Duck. Gonna save these two for a little while. Now Reynor is just gonna abuse Cyclones. I guess maybe Cyclones are too good against Ultras. Is Reynor aware of... Guys, that's kind of late, no? That is kind of late. I think if Queens come out first, then we can actually keep this alive. We need Queens though, we need Queens. He's not getting Queens, it is only Lurkers. I mean, that is nice, but we're gonna need some anti-air too. It is nice though to create chaos. We can now start... Maybe move one Lurker here. Always move one Lurker here, if you want. Bit of a missed opportunity. Reynor throws down another scan. Is going to lose a couple of the units. Is now also blading out tanks. Is Reynor's Terran good enough to deal with this kind of a TVZ? Where it's just getting very chaotic, where you get a million alerts, where you get a million pings. He does have Cyclones. The Cyclones are very good. I wish Fjant would have unloaded a couple Hydras out of that Nidus. His life would have been so much better. This is very crazy by Reynor. I don't think that Reynor can really do this. Going up a ramp into Lurkers is a terrible idea. We're going to lose a bunch of the tanks, bunch of the Cyclones. Lurkers is still doing their thing. Apparently we got another Nidus online. So Fjant missed out on a massive opportunity not putting a Lurker here, guys. One of the greatest things about these maps, and once you get units in the main, is that you also take control of sometimes the natural, like one Lurker here, and then sometimes the third base as well. So not doing that, I think, is a massive missed opportunity. Could have done way more economic damage to Reynor. 106 SCVs. That always reminds me of that one game in Nations Wars that Nathanius played against Bly, where he had a very good start with a couple of Hellions, and he built a BC, and then he basically built SCVs forever. And I think Nate went up to like 103 SCVs. And then in the end he could not build any units, and he lost, even though he was super far ahead. The nerves got the best of him. Cyclones lock on the spines, lock on the hatchery. Reynor easily gets a kill. I want to believe in Fjant's army. Can this army actually ever fight? I can say that I won't be visiting Home Story Cup having HD. This is unbearable for me, where, for instance, Katowice in that cinema room was fantastic. That's fine, mate. If you're not coming, that is your decision. That's okay. I hope you enjoy watching the show from home. I don't technically think that's a reason why you shouldn't be able to come, but I also don't have that. Oh, opposite! No! Why do you know? What? This would have been the greatest moment ever for Lurkus, but instead of attacking, we unburrow them. He does still get most of the Cyclones, to be fair, but that's unbelievable. Talking about tripping right in front of the finish line. Sometimes we just get a little excited, guys. Well, we've got all these great ideas in our mind. Unfortunately, we clicked the wrong button. But yes, Kleiner Mozart, you should do what makes you happy, mate. I can totally understand that, and Home Story Cup is not for everyone. I don't know if HDHD is... yeah, I don't know if it's that severe for you that you cannot be in that building, or why it would be too much. I don't suffer from it, so can't comment on it. But I hope you enjoy watching it from home. It is definitely like a bit of a basement vibe sometimes, and it can be very loud and noisy inside. So I'm sorry if that doesn't work for you. There used to be a time that there was like a tiny cinema in the Home Story Cup as well, but they got rid of that room, and now it's just kind of a chill room where people sit on couches, play board games, and also still watch the games on a big screen. But they no longer have like that little stadium, so to speak. Stand. Who do we think is winning, guys? Do we think that Fjant has a shot? Reynor's bank is definitely bigger. The Cyclones are very annoying. Is there a world where Fjant... Oh my god, we only have 3 lurkers now? What just happened? Why do I feel like... Okay, our army kind of sucks. But Lings on creep, guys! Lings on creep, friendly fire! Why are Cyclones so bossed? This should be a decent fight for Fjant. Problem is indeed that Reynor is just so much richer, so Reynor is going to have a much easier time rebuilding all these units than Fjant. Fjant definitely takes the victory in the battle of this hatchery at 6 o'clock. But is that victory big enough, decisive enough, that we can really make something happen on the other side of the map? The answer is probably no. There is no schedule yet, Spasmo. There is, however, a schedule for people that want to have fun with me. And that is Padel around 4 or 5 in Düsseldorf. And then we're going to have football at 9 on a Thursday. And then Friday morning, 1 p.m., we show up at the venue. That is the schedule. And then at Friday afternoon, 1:05 p.m., I'm going to have a Weissbier, sit in the basement and play poker. Pretty tight schedule. I'm a little bit worried. Hoping that I can be everywhere where I want to be, but it's going to be a banger, mate. I don't know about bouldering for me, mate. I think Reynor's is building sensor towers to trigger me, but Fjant's army is actually doing really sick here, guys. This is maybe the best fight that Fjant has had in a little while. We should be able to get the tanks. We get 31 SCVs. We might even be able to get an orbital. We are losing another hatchery to freaking Cyclones in the top left side of the map. But this happens to the very best of us. Hello? No? Overload. Do we believe? I kind of believe. It's a very chaotic, messy, scrappy game at this point. So take care of your rally points and find a dream fight somewhere. Maybe some lurkers on hold position. Into firing, obviously. Not reburrowing. How much money are you bringing for me to take? Honestly, mate, I'm showing up with $100. And I'm not expecting to need any more for the rest of the weekend. I mean, Martin is coming too. And Martin promised me that he's not going to play serious. So, I'm expecting all of us to get richer, guys. Martin promised he will only drink beer and be spewing. Let's hope he meant it. Germany just shot the 5-4 in minute 107. The 5-4, mate. What, are we playing basketball over here? It's a few too many football tournaments happening at once. You've got the Euros on the 19, the Euros on the 21. You got the FIFA Club World Cup, and then you have the CONCACAF Cup as well. Okay. I love football, but can you please tell me what I'm supposed to care about? I cannot watch everything. So I have settled for the Club World Cup. Football overtime still makes very sense to me. In cup football it makes sense. It's fine. In cup football. I like it more than direct penalties. Because penalties is just kind of dumb. But that's also because I'm Dutch. And we always lose with penalties. This is very bad for Fjant, guys. Reynor right now is flying an airplane over all these lurkers. And he's dropping out little pamphlets. Saying, this is me on the right and the left. And you're over here. If I were you, I would surrender. And this is when Fjant is looking to the shore. Wondering if those little boats from England are ever going to make it to the coast of Dunkirk. Thanks for doing the complete TVP analysis yesterday. Yeah, I have nothing else to add anymore, guys, about TVP. So, I hope you guys know that if we're playing a TVP tonight, and I'm just going to be silent and I'm going to be drinking whiskey. Because after 21 PVTs in a row, I've got nothing more. I'm all out. I think you guys should start doing the commentary for me. Why are you hating, Alex? Aren't we doing as good as you guys in both of those tournaments? I have no idea why you're hating. Poor Fjant. In the end, guys, it seems like we have not been able to establish enough bases. He has lost a couple of very important hatcheries. While Reynor, with his 100 and something SCVs, did a great job in just slowly consuming the map. Fjant threw everything he had at Reynor. Had a couple good moments, but the Cyclones, the Hellions, just a little too much. All the tanks, all the lips. And it is Reynor's Terran that does take the 1-0 lead. Who we think is winning the Club World Cup? I honestly still think Paris Saint-Germain. But I'm not feeling too certain about it. I don't believe in Real Madrid. I really don't think Madrid is good enough. City, I think, could theoretically do it. I feel like it's PSG, City, or maybe like Flamengo or Palmeiras. Or Bayern, obviously. Sorry, Bayern deserves to be mentioned. Yeah, Bayern is very good. I think actually Bayern and PSG are maybe the two biggest favorites. I think Bayern has potential, but I don't really believe in Company as a coach. It just feels that... I don't know what it is, but to me it feels like he is missing something. And this is some real armchair analysis by me, but... I feel like Bayern has never looked as scary and as threatening and as solid, as invincible as they did a couple of years ago under some of the different coaches. Where I'm not a Bayern fan, but obviously there were moments where I was like, holy fuck, this looks like by far and away the best team on the planet, and I don't see how you beat them. And these days, it's just sometimes they're okay, and then they completely fall off. Feels like the spirit isn't really there within Bayern. Game 2 on Incorporeal, and once more we're gonna play ZVT.
Round 2, fight!
Bayern Munich from Bavaria. I just call them Bayern. Everybody in the Netherlands calls them Bayern. This is how we call them. Let me have it. Bayern. Bayer. It's Bayer Leverkusen. And Bayern Munich. Or Bayer, whatever. Fuck it. Munich. Top left side, guys. It is the Swedish Zerg down 0-1. Fjant. Representing Team Rotti. Still, years. It has been years. In the bottom right side of Incorporeal, we're looking at the main base of the Italian Terran. It is Reynor. Representing Basilisk. Of course, he's supposed to be a Zerg, but he's having some fun on the Monday Night Weekly. I'm happy that he's playing. Reynor and random in Weeklies has been a thing for a long time, so I'm enjoying it regardless. Is Fjant in the Esports World Cup? No. Reynor is, Fjant is not. Only 18 players have made it to the Esports World Cup. Would you guys say that Gumio is the biggest name that is missing? Gumio, Creator, Bunny, I guess, right? I would say are the 3 biggest names that are missing. You think Spirit? I wasn't... Well, yeah, I mean, Spirit historically obviously has been very solid. But the last 6 months, I've already felt that Spirit fell off a tiny bit. Whereas like the passion and the joy isn't really there. And it's so important, I think, to still have some joy if you're playing at the absolute highest level. Is Team Falcons any good in SC2? Yeah, they've got good representation. But I'm not expecting them to get crazy many points over the Esports World Cup. They've got Solar and Rogue, I believe. Those are their 2 representatives. They'll do probably better in most of the other games. So they'll get a couple points. Because Solar obviously can make top 8 easily. Maybe a top 4. Rogue, top 8 maybe at best. But Falcons is going to get a lot more points in every other game. In chess, they've got Hikamuru. He's very good. He's probably going to get a lot of points. His format. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Fjant actually gets the Marine, guys. Reynor does not save his Marine against slow Zerglings. Honestly, kind of washed. Thank you, Watch Lulu. Appreciate it, matey. It was funny because mentally I was preparing for the longest day ever on Saturday, and it was really warm in the Netherlands on Saturday. And then Saturday just went so freaking short, and we had too many short games and one-sided games, and like 4 best of 5s, 2 best of 7s, and I was done like 5 hours. I was like, well, mentally I was preparing for an absolute marathon, and then it wasn't much. And then Sunday I was like, man, this is gonna be a short day. Let's just enjoy it, make the best of it, because before I know it, it's over. And then Sunday went on for fucking forever. With only 2 best of 5s and 2 best of 7s. Which obviously could still be a lot of games, right? Still talking about a potential of 24 games. I think Sunday was way better. Saturday was a bit one-sided. Obviously, if you're Bjorn or Lambo, you don't give a fuck. You're just celebrating and you're happy. And rightfully so. I think Sunday was the much better day. Except for Australia against Ryong on ley lines. That was fucking painful. And Australia, Gumio, and Ultra Love was also kind of painful. But besides that, everything was freaking awesome. Those 2 games were really dumb. But everything else was really fun. What did you delete, mate? What happened? Pi gets his power back. And he's using it immediately. He did the same against Clem today. I didn't see that. I saw a little bit of... Clem Australia on the... you mean on ley lines? Yeah, I did see that, mate. Rumor has it that Clem actually went AFK at one part of that game to go to the restroom. I'm not gonna say where I heard it, but it's a pretty reliable source. That Clem literally went AFK. You know, that's what I think is sometimes funny when you read like, the caster should always be talking about the game and I should always be excited as long as there's something going on. And then the player is literally AFK for like a minute. Reynor gets a pretty easy cancel with 4 Marines and a Cyclone. I feel like that's not really supposed to happen when there are that many Queens nearby. That is also a lot of confidence in just a couple Zerglings. A little too much confidence in just a few Zerglings. Gross Papa confirmed. I did not hear it from Gross Papa. I cannot reveal my sources, guys, as a honest and well-respected journalist in the Western world, but it's a pretty reliable source. Is that a Liberator? You see Pi? I always see those Liberators. Take note. You know who doesn't see a Liberator, guys? Fjant. That's very painful. Oh, as Reynor is keeping Fjant busy with just a Cyclone and a couple of Marines, the Liberator guns down 9 drones over the 3rd. That is pretty painful. And it's not even over yet. Oh my god, Fjant is getting picked apart. I think the first game broke him. Reynor spamming Cyclones, Hellions, Tanks and Liberators for over 20 minutes on ley lines has mentally broken my boy Fjant. And Fjant is now already thinking about that lower bracket. Play a couple of best of ones, tournament live on the line. See if we can get an exciting one, because this game is a wrap. It is sad, but this one is kind of over. Blackjack. Do you guys know that you can double on blackjack? I watched the video about it. Is that true? Let's say like the house has a 6, you get blackjack. And then you double. I've never seen that in real life. I wonder if that's actually illegal in most casinos. I don't really play blackjack because I think it's boring. You can get paid double. Doesn't seem like a good move. If you have the feeling that the house is gonna bust. But that's probably not a very good move. Yeah, double. Because obviously like the ace can be 11 or 1, right? Yeah, you get a card, exactly. But you can never bust. I'm aware, guys. I know how the regular double works. But I watched the video where somebody said that even if they got 21 and the house had like 5, they doubled to get another card and then watch the house bust and then they won twice as much. They don't allow it? Okay. Do you think that varies per casino, or do you think that's like in almost every single casino that they won't allow that? Oh, Fjant! Take that, Reynor! In your corner! Oh, I would start dancing my units, baby. I would start dancing my units. A little question mark. Like, alright, I lost a blackjack amount of drones, but I just sniped the medevac with 8 marines inside of it with a Ravager. Yeah, I would assume that that's how it goes, Omnigear. Well, it's probably just a little clickbait video. I like how Reynor is now trying to bait out corrosive balls, like he can dance all day, and it's like, mate, you literally just lost a medevac with 8 marines inside of it. Yeah, I don't find it very fun either, Komachi. But I guess the odds are not that bad compared to many other casino games, and maybe that's why. Like when we go to Katowice in the past, and we go to the casino with all the fans and the players, there's quite a few players, and some of my friends that enjoy playing blackjack. I just don't think it's fun. But to each their own, right? Yeah. I do not have 2 streaming setups. No, I only have 1. I'd love to have 2. Actually, in a perfect world, guys, I want to have 3 setups. 1 for playing, 1 for casting, and 1 for my office work. But I guess playing and office work can be 1. I think eventually I will get another setup. Was different angle yesterday? No, that's just because they used vMix and they zoomed in or something. I think they didn't like how far away my camera was, so they got creative. I don't know how it looked for you guys, but no, it was definitely the same. Same setup, same camera, mate. Haven't changed anything. But what they do with my signal is obviously up to them. Those are some sweet bailing connections, and the corrosive balls actually connect with a couple of the tanks as well. Honestly, didn't think we were ever going to see much of a game after that start. I still don't think this should be much of a game, but is there a world where Fjant can get a great fight against these tanks and immediately counter, send it, close your eyes, let Jesus take the wheel and hope we win? Yeah, I think it was mirrored and zoomed in. That's why I didn't know how it looked for you guys because I never opened. I just cast via the vMix call and it looked the same to me. Did it look pretty or ugly? Was it an improvement or did they do me dirty, guys? You guys know I'm very handsome, right? So if I look bad, definitely on them. Reynor is being a little bit reckless here with just a couple of marines. These tanks barely have any support, but apparently Reynor doesn't give a fuck. The final 5 marines. That's honestly a bit silly by Reynor. But I guess Reynor just feels he's so far behind that this can never go wrong. And I think he's right. Especially when 2-2 is about to finish up. Like, this is going to be a wash, unfortunately, for Fjant. He just took way too much economic damage. I expect Reynor to play Zerg next round. Unless he wants to do Solar dirty and play Protoss. But if he's gonna play Protoss, I'm sure Solar is gonna all in the ever-living crap out of him. So I don't know if he wants to put himself in that position. Where your entire life comes down to 7 Blink Stalkers while playing on US West. That's because he respects you, Kamachi. He has heard about the Kamachi corner. Clem is like, I don't know why I know about this Kamachi corner, but I know about it. I'm gonna bust out some Terran over here. I am not expecting a single off-race game of Reynor at the Esports World Cup. That would honestly be very shocking to me. I don't think that... I mean, you never know. But I'm not expecting it. And if you guys think back of all the... Let's say the last 5 real tournaments that Reynor played, he did not play a single game with Protoss or Terran. Playing a little bit of off-race in an online weekly is obviously not the same as playing off-race at the biggest event of the year. I did get a message, by the way, from Jeff. See if Jeff likes my giveaway idea. Jeff says it worked. We're gonna give out, guys, a Reynor EWC card. It's beautiful. Reynor said that they did him dirty. They said they added 5 kilograms to his face. I said, sorry, mate, that's just how you look. It is what it is. No, they definitely made him a bit chubbier on this picture than he actually is. I don't know why they did. They really did him a bit dirty, but it's still an awesome card. I mean, this game is almost over, and I'll show you guys up close. They did that to me in the past as well. I forgot what it was, but there was... Oh yeah, in this caster tournament, in-game portrait. They also made me look like I was some sort of a chubby Justin Bieber. Well, back then, I wasn't. These days, okay. Alright, fine. But back then, guys, I was a fine, fit, good-looking young man. And I don't know why they made me look like some chubby Justin Bieber-looking motherfucker. Yeah, these are the 2 that he gave me during the BGE dinner. I obviously already had one. Otherwise, I would keep one. But if he hands me a few more, I'm not going to be greedy, stingy, or hoard them. I like doing giveaways. I've always given out all the Katowice player cards too. Anything I can give out, I'll give out. You think that was a hidden message there, Allison? I'm curious. I really hope we get player cards again this summer. Because these are like the little extras that I appreciate so much from these big tournaments like Katowice and like the Esports World Cup. Fjant has nowhere near enough units, guys, and Reynor's units are obviously way stronger. They are upgraded, +3 attack, +3 armor. This is not much of a game anymore, and it hasn't been ever since. I would almost say Reynor got 21 drones in the beginning. But after that, we had a bit of a skirmish, a little back and forth. But at this point, the Terran army is never gonna die against a couple roaches and ravages. Reynor knows that. I feel like Fjant should know that too. Thank you to Fire. Yeah, exactly. I like Elkatos. When I was young, sure. I'll take it. I think Justin Bieber looks kind of cool. Honestly, I've got no issue. It was a compliment in my eyes. People just hating. People always hating on Justin Bieber. But meanwhile, while the cameras ain't rolling and their friends ain't around, they're like, baby, 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 oh. Everyone's singing along, so. You're not doing me dirty by saying that. Or the other one. My mama don't like you. Seem like everyone. Some legendary all-time classics have been made by Justin. So, I don't see that as an insult at all. I have ads starting in 2 minutes, and honestly, I don't even want to use another snooze for this. Reynor is the Terran. Fjant may be hoping that Reynor is going to give him some time to get a couple ultras out, but that is obviously not going to work. Adrenal Glance is done, but we don't have any Zerglings. We've got one Viper, and with one Abduct, there is one Ultra. Does he have Kindness playing? No. These Ultras are going to die like a fat roach. And GG well played will be called. Reynor does advance into the next round, where he should be playing a series against the man that has recently gotten the best of him, and that is Solar. So that is one that I'm very excited for. I think that's upper bracket quarterfinals. Guys, I have ads coming in 90 seconds, but we will be doing a giveaway. Let's do it very quick, guys. I'm going to write something in the chat. For the Reynor Esports World Cup. Okay, so this is the card. You guys can be the judge. Do you guys think they did Reynor dirty? I do feel like they did him a tiny bit dirty. It's a beautiful card, but they definitely made his face like a little bit bigger than it normally is. I think they gave him some chubby cheeks. That's not how my boy looks. Can say a lot about my boy, but he's handsome. He does not have cheeks that big.